Live your best life. Welcome to the Power Podcast. Our mission is to share all things health, fitness, and wellness. I'm your host, Renee, and I want to empower you to become the best version of yourself. Hello, and welcome back to the podcast. Today, we are talking about how to stay on track with your nutrition goals, even your fitness goals. All of this is quite relevant when it comes to staying on track with your goals. First of all, I want you to go grab a piece of paper or record this in your notes, record it somewhere or write it down if you can, because I want you to remember these key words, and that is journey, responsibility, trust the process, progress, not perfection, consistency, and adherence is key. Now, these words here are really important that you do remember them because they are key for you achieving your goals. They are key for you to staying on track. You need to remind yourself constantly that this is a journey. It's not a race. You need to remember that responsibility. You are taking responsibility for your own health, your own well-being. You need to trust the process and trust that what you're doing, and not give it 2 weeks and then give up and try something else. Keep going with what you're doing. You need to remember that progress is really important. It's not about being perfect. It's not about perfection, because perfection can sometimes lead us to procrastination. So just focus on the progress and be consistent. Be consistent with everything that you're doing. If you're consistent and you keep going, you're going to see results. And then, of course, there's adherence is key. And that's important because you need to be able to stick to the program or stick to it as what your coach has recommended that you do. If they're a good coach, you need to make sure that you're sticking to the amount of calories that, say, your body requires. Because if you do that consistently and you do that diligently, you are going to definitely see results. These results that you get are not luck. It's purely because you've worked hard and you've learned more about yourself and you've put in the effort to get there. So you're probably thinking, well, how do I stay on track? What is it that I do? What is it that I need to do to make sure that I'm staying on track so that I achieve my goals? Well, you may have, say you've got a program off me before, you've done my course, or you've downloaded some advice off my website or something like that, and you've got all this information there, and you're like, okay, well, what do I do? How do I start? The best thing you can do is start. Just start. Especially if you've invested some good money into your nutrition and your health and your fitness. Start with what you've got, or break it down to where you can start. So break it down. Maybe you've been told you need to do this with your protein, this with your calories, this with that. Maybe just focus on 2 things. So focus on just sticking within the calories first, and then trying your best to increase the protein. Just focus on those first things. Just because you've set yourself in your head a 6-week target doesn't mean you have to get the results in 6 weeks. No. The best thing that you can do in that 6 weeks time is to start to develop new habits. But I won't guarantee that you're going to get a 10 kilo loss in 6 weeks and maintain it. You need to do the deep work first. So by staying on track and just doing what you can and keep going with it, that is going to help you to stay on track and generate results. So look, remember, following a plan is great, but in order to actually see the results from following that plan, you just need to keep going. A lot of the times we go off track because we may have had a piece of chocolate and we've been eating quote unquote good all day. Yeah, I've been eating so great. Oh my God. And then you have a couple pieces of chocolate and you're like, oh, well, I've ruined everything now. Oh, fuck it. I'm just going to eat the whole block. Well, no, you haven't ruined it by having a couple pieces of chocolate. Maybe you wanted the couple pieces of chocolate, and so what? So you should be able to have the couple pieces of chocolate. Enjoy the chocolate, eat it, and move on. Who cares? You don't need to spiral out of control and have the whole block because you think you've ruined your whole diet, or you think because a little bit of chocolate is going to make you gain 3 kilos. No, it doesn't. And looking at food like a donut doesn't make you gain the weight as soon as you look at it. It's the restriction which leads to the binge eating, and that's what's going to cause the weight gain. Because you restrict yourself from having the chocolate or the donut for too long, your brain thinks about it more than ever. You then go and have it, but you have it tenfold, and before you know it, you've consumed probably 3,000 calories in chocolate on top of all the food that you've had all day. That's where we can see weight gain occur. But if you just allowed yourself to have those couple of pieces of chocolate in the first place, that probably wouldn't spiral you out of control. It wouldn't have sent you to fuck it town, that's what I call it. And you probably would still be on track, and you wouldn't have given up because of eating that whole block of chocolate. So the point is if you feel like chocolate, have it. If you want chocolate, include it in your meal plan, include it in your diet. Don't restrict yourself from having it, because that's going to spiral you into that fuck it mode. And that'll send you straight to fuck it town. It's really important that you stop rushing. Stop trying to rush all this weight off. And if you've got an event to go to in 5 weeks, well, you've probably left it too late. Don't try and rush 5 kilos off. Don't try and rush 10 kilos off. Follow the process, trust the process, and just keep going. Keep showing up for yourself. Don't give up. Don't give up because you haven't seen results in 6 months, or maybe you haven't been doing the right things. Or maybe you've been doing the right things, but you haven't actually been committed to making the change. Or maybe there's other things going on in your environment that you haven't quite sorted out too. Don't give up. A lot of the times, people will start a diet and then, a celebrity, that celebrity's doing that, or sees a picture of a really hot celebrity who's probably just gotten shredded for a movie that they've filmed, and there's a picture of them next to an ab workout promoted by some supplement company. Well, the fool is all of us reading that. They're trying to fool us. That's marketing 101. They're marketing that workout with that supplement company is what's giving that celebrity that hot body. No, it's not. That celebrity has probably been in a really controlled calorie deficit with a nutrition coach. They've probably had their meals cooked for them and prepped for them as well. And they've most probably been on quite an intense exercise regime with a personal trainer. You cannot tell me that a few ab exercises that is promoted by a supplement company in a magazine with that celebrity next to it is going to help you to see results. No, it's not. It's a lot more than that. It dives a lot deeper in than that. There's so much more involved than that. So stop looking at these magazines and books and social media posts about what XYZ has been doing to achieve XYZ. No, you've got to look deeper into that. And I'm here to help you and expose all that to you. But marketing, if you've ever studied marketing, then you'll probably know yourself that a lot of the times when a supplement company or a certain business is promoting their product with a celebrity, especially when it comes to weight loss, they're paying them a shitload of money to do that, and they're making a shitload of money off you too. But they don't really care what you do afterwards. They don't care how you're going to sustain those results. All they want to do is get you to commit, and they make money off your vulnerabilities. And that's sick, really, when you think about it. I mean, that celebrity is just trying to make a living, right? And they probably don't know, and they're probably not educated themselves on it. Yet they probably have a nutrition coach and a fitness coach and a personal trainer and a psychiatrist and all of that dealing with everything else to help them every single week. But you probably don't have that, and that's okay. But you need to stop trying to chase the marketing that has been put out there, and that the marketing that's attached to fat burners, and the marketing that's attached to protein bars, and the marketing that's attached to drinking protein powder to lose weight. It's all bullshit. It's marketing. It's all the business is trying to do is to try and get you to buy the product so they make money. The fitness industry is a $1 billion industry. Why do you think that is? It's because everyone's trying to lose weight. Everything they try doesn't work because they don't stick to it long enough. And everything they do involves them spending hundreds of dollars on shakes and pills and potions, and every bloody company out there thinks that they've got the next best thing to help you lose weight. When really, what's actually going to help you to lose weight is if you're just consistent, trust the process, don't read into all the bullshit, stop restricting yourself, stop giving up everything you love, and just enjoy a well-balanced plate with a bit of exercise and living an active lifestyle. Honestly, it's quite simple, yet not quite simple. There's a lot that goes in there, and there's a lot that's involved, and that's what my course teaches everyone and teaches you to do, is to help you to understand why and how and what you should do and what you should do to help you to get results and sustain them for life. But what all these fitness companies and industries are doing is promoting these ridiculous products and getting you to buy them because you think that's going to help you to lose weight. I'm really, really sorry, but there's no easy way out. Do you think it was easy for everyone? Do you think that I would have a job? Probably not. If it was easy for everyone, we'd all be walking around probably feeling a lot happier. There'd be less people in hospitals. There'd be less people with type 2 diabetes. There'd be less people that are classed as clinically and morbidly obese and can't leave the house because they can't walk anymore. There'd be less people, requiring wheelchairs or disabled parking purely because they are so overweight. There'd be less people in these situations. So if it was easy, everyone would do it. It's not easy, and you have to do the deep work, and that is why having the help really does help you. And I know that might all sound a little bit harsh, but it's just because it's true, and I'm saying it with love. The world, there's a lot of shit out there, and there's a lot of shit in the fitness industry too. And like I said, it's $1 billion industry. How many times have you gone to buy activewear and most of it's promoted? I mean, it's starting to get better now, but most of it's promoted by people that go to the gym who are shredded as, and probably really low body fat percentage and quite unrealistic for general population to obtain without serious dieting and exercise. And you think that's what you've got to aspire to be to? It's all marketing. Yeah, because they look great in the activewear. You think, oh, well, if I buy the activewear, I'll probably start looking like that too. It's all marketing. That was a side note anyway, but it does help you with staying on track, understanding and realizing all of the shit that is out there. I just want to be honest with you, and I want to expose it to you. I know about marketing because I have a business myself, and marketing is crucial for business. But there are a lot of businesses out there which I would call unethical, and people throw their money at them and they just keep taking it. They keep taking it because everyone wants to just drink a shake and magically mount away body fat, and that's not going to happen. It's not realistic. So stop trying to chase the quick fixes. The quick fixes will not help you sustain your fat loss, and the quick fixes are not going to help you to stay on track because you'll be over it within 2 to 3 weeks. Trust me, it happens all the time with people. I want to talk about a little client scenario, and we're going to name this lady Jenny because, I'm not going to name my clients' names because it's confidential, but let's pretend her name's Jenny. Jenny came to me. She wanted to lose 7 kilos. She tried plenty of different diets in the past and nothing seemed to work, but she did admit to me that nothing worked. That was because that she only really gave it 2 to 3 weeks, 3 weeks max before she decided it didn't work for her because she wanted instant results. Jenny was strength training about 3 times a week. She was learning about progressive overload. She was learning about how it's important to lift heavy weights, and she was loving the exercise, but she still just couldn't get the nutrition right. And every time I tried to advise her on things, she kept going back to, I'm trying fasting, or now I'm trying keto, now I'm trying this, and I would just keep trying to convince her otherwise that it wasn't going to help her. But sometimes you have to learn a few things first before you realize what's actually going to work. So then she finally asked me for help with her nutrition, and we put her in a calorie deficit of 1,650 calories per week for 5 days. And then she had 2 refeed days in that 7-day week of 2,000 calories. Jenny told me that she loved toffee pops and she could not resist having a toffee pop after dinner, and that's what she thought was stopping her from losing body fat in the first place. And she told me that it was her weakness. And I actually said to her, well, Jenny, did you realize that within your calorie budget, even in your deficit days, you can still have a toffee pop, sometimes even 2 if you really want it? She's like, what? No, I can't do that. It's chocolate, it's sugar. I just need to look at a toffee pop and it makes me gain 2 kilos. It's not looking at the toffee pop, Jenny, that makes you gain the 2 kilos. It's the behavior around eating the toffee pops that might make you gain 2 kilos. So what she later did then tell me was that she would restrict herself from eating toffee pops, and it would come to, like, say, Wednesday or Thursday, and she ended up eating 3 packets within 2 days because she was just so obsessed with the idea of eating toffee pops, kept restricting herself from having them, that she ended up eating them tenfold, 10 times the amount that she could have had if she had just included 1 or 2 after dinner every night into a well-balanced plate, a well-balanced day with food. So what we ended up doing was creating a program that really worked for her, where, I sat her down and I said, well, what's going to work for you for breakfast, lunch, dinner? And we mapped out what those were going to be most of the days, and then included some snacks to help her keep her protein up throughout the day, and also to make sure she wasn't, going without food in the afternoon if she was really hungry. And we also included the toffee pops into her daily intake. And this really surprised her, and it took her about a week or 2 to actually come to the idea of eating these toffee pops. But after a while, she was still eating the toffee pops, and we were seeing results. She had lost 2% body fat in the first 2 weeks, which is great. Never be upset with any result you see. Any result is fantastic that you get. 2% body fat she lost. She lost a whole kilo on total body weight. And she was starting to gain lean body mass. She started to gain the lean body mass within 6 weeks because she was really consistent with her strength training, and she was really focusing on keeping her protein high. She was getting some really incredible results, and she was still eating toffee pops. Every day she had 1 or 2 toffee pops, every single day, but still got results. And then 6 months went by and Jenny lost 5 kilos overall. She gained lean mass. So when you gain lean mass, you're probably not going to see like a 10 kilo, say if you're like 75 kilos and you want to increase your muscle mass but also lose some body fat, well, you're probably going to lose around 5 kilos, and it's going to be really hard to get any less than that if you're still wanting to continue to A, eat a decent amount of food, and B, build muscle. You will get leaner over time. It just takes time. You've got to be consistent. So after 6 months, Jenny started to see the most incredible results. She was sitting at around 25% body fat, which is a really healthy body fat for a female. She was gaining lean muscle mass. She was feeling super strong. She was squatting 50 to 60 kilos in her leg sessions. She was deadlifting 80 kilos. She was just living her best life and really loved the results and just could not believe that she had toffee pops included in her daily intake every single day. Now, on the weekends, she had slightly higher amounts of calories that she could have, which was also really awesome. And she had like a Magnum or a piece of pizza and just continued to enjoy her life. But she stopped binge eating. She stopped binge eating on foods because she stopped restricting herself from having the foods that she loved. And because she did this, her results were amazing. She wasn't having an extra 5,000 calories, 6,000 calories a week in total on top of her already amount of calories that she consumed. She was actually eating just what she needed, and that's why she saw results. She was consistent with that, and when she got really happy with where she was and where she was with her progress, she was like, okay, I'm really happy with where I am. I think we can start increasing my calories now. I think I'm ready to, get out of my deficit and increase my calories slightly. So we did some more calculations, figured out what her new maintenance calories were, and we slowly reversed the diet. It's a process. It doesn't happen straight away. And she became a bit more intuitive with her food and realized that, I roughly know what my portion control and size is for breakfast. I roughly know what my portion control and size is for lunch and dinner. So she got to learn how much she needed. The tracking really helped her to understand that. And when it came to those other foods like toffee pops and pizza and Magnums, for example, because these were the 3 things she loved, she just knew that for pizza she could have 3 pieces and was happy and satisfied with that. Or, she could have a Magnum and she could have some chocolate. She knew that she could fit it all into a day, and she started to get really intuitive with that and was so content with her relationship with food, her relationship with herself, and everything that she was doing within her health and fitness was just flowing amazingly because she had accepted that you can have a toffee pop and still see results. It amazed her that she still saw fat loss results and got to eat toffee pops, because she was always told and she always thought that in order to lose fat you had to give up everything sweet, everything with sugar, everything that had chocolate in it, anything that is considered a quote unquote bad food. She thought she had to give them all up just to see a number on the scale. It's funny enough because her goals ended up shifting from weight loss and being a certain number on the scale to actually just feeling healthy, feeling strong, feeling well fed, feeling well on the inside from giving her body enough nutrients, but also feeling happy. And she started setting herself more strength goals and setting herself other activity goals because she had the energy to do so. Because remember this, food is mood. When you eat good food, and that can be chocolate or salad, both are good because both enhance your mood in some way, you're going to feel so much better day to day, which is probably going to reflect upon everything else you do. It's going to reflect upon your work decisions. It's going to reflect upon your patience that you have with your family, with your children, with people in general. So this client scenario I think it's a really important one to talk about because it's probably relatable to all of you, and hopefully it's helped shed a little bit of light on what you actually need to do in order to lose fat. You don't have to give up everything you love. You still can include whatever you want every day. You just have to make it work within your calorie budget. I just want to touch on really quickly a university study that was done, and this is a really popular and quite a famous study. It's called the Twinkie bar diet, and basically what it was the professor was just showing his students what can happen when you eat within a calorie deficit, how you can lose weight and still eat Twinkie bars, powdered donuts, nutty bars, etc. So this Professor Mark, he lost 12 kilos in 10 weeks by eating only Twinkie bars, powdered donuts, nutty bars, and a few other sweets and sodas, all American sweets and sodas. He limited himself to only 1,800 calories per day, and pre-dieting size he usually consumed around 2,600. So quite a lot less calories than what he was already having a day. He followed the basic principle of weight loss, which technically is he consumed significantly fewer calories than what he burned. He also made sure that he was consuming a bit of protein, so he was getting this through drinking milk, muscle milk protein shakes, and he also took a multivitamin every day to make sure that his body was just getting enough vitamins and minerals, because obviously if you're only eating powdered donuts, Twinkie bars and nutty bars, then you're not going to feel the best, are you? You're probably going to feel quite sluggish and grey. So he made sure that he was staying within his calorie range, only eating these foods for 10 whole weeks. And after 10 weeks, he lost 12.247 kilos. His body fat went from 33% to 24.9%. His bad cholesterol dropped 20%. His good cholesterol increased by 20%. He reduced the level of triglyceride, which is a form of fat, by 39%. And technically, he was a lot healthier. So this really helped him to live a better life because he was feeling healthy, he was feeling lighter. But ultimately, he wanted to make sure he was still balancing his day with nutritious food. He obviously didn't want to continue just eating Twinkie bars, powdered donuts, and nutty bars. He still wanted to make sure he was eating enough fruits and vegetables to make sure he was getting in enough nutrients. But what he wanted to prove to his students and to these people he was teaching was that you don't have to just eat salad in order to get results. You can eat whatever you like and still get results and still have a healthier body fat percentage. You can still have better cholesterol levels and overall health. So by what Jenny did with the toffee pop is putting this Twinkie bar diet into practice. She still had the toffee pops, she still ate a well-balanced, nutritious plate and still got results. This professor lost 12 kilos in 10 weeks. He significantly reduced his caloric intake by only eating Twinkie bars, powdered donuts and nutty bars, and he still got great results. So it just proves to you that this is the method that's going to work. This is the method that is going to help you to get results. This is the method that is going to continue to help you get results. Nothing's going to change. This is what it is. It's been proven multiple times, not just through scientific studies, but also through my own clients that I work with people that I work with all over the place. This is what's going to help you to get results, ultimately. So learning how to do this and learning how to do this safely, and maybe even getting a coach, is so important for you to be able to get those results and sustain them. And when I decided that I wanted to help more people than just my one-on-one clients by developing the course that I've developed, it's already starting to open people's minds up to what it is. It explains in a really great way how you can do the things that you want to do when it comes to your fat loss. And it just goes into depth a bit more as to why. And it really has helped some people already change their perspective and their mindset around food and understanding what calories are and what it all means, because a lot of the times we avoid it because it seems too hard or it seems confusing, or we just go, oh, fuck that, I don't want to know. It's because it's hard, and it is hard. But this course that I've created really breaks it all down, and I know for a fact that it will help a lot of people. So if you're interested in learning more about my course, then jump onto my website at www.ptwithrenee.com, or alternatively, you can just book in a free health and fitness consult with one of my health consultants, and they will basically just run over a few questions with you to give you a bit of a health score as to where you're currently at and to see if you qualify for the course, because not everyone qualifies for the course. And the reason being is we want people that are ready to learn and ready to take control of their nutrition, leave the fad dieting lifestyle behind, and actually get results that they can generate for life. So by doing this health assessment, we're going to learn the people that do qualify for this course, because we want you to be able to get through all the modules. There are 6 modules with 2 bonus modules, helping you to understand it all, helping you with a bit of mindset stuff too when it comes to your nutrition, because a lot of that is super relevant. We basically just want you to have everything, all the tools in your box to achieve the fat loss that you deserve and that you've been trying to achieve for so long, because you just keep chasing that fad diet, weight loss train that everyone is on. So time to get off at the right station and invest in yourself. Investing in yourself is the best form of self-respect. And I've invested so much in myself to help me with my business, my personal development, my own health. We do it because we want to live a long, happy lifestyle, right? If we don't invest in ourselves, then we just keep spending money on things like online shopping and short-term happiness things like dinner out all the time and things like that, and we forget about investing in ourselves and looking after us. we're going to feel that later on. So the best thing you can do for you is invest in yourself, invest in your health, invest in your wealth, invest in your well-being to help you live the most powerful life and be the most powerful version of you. I hope you've learned a lot from this podcast. I hope you've learned a few things about how to stay on track and what you need to do if you are feeling like giving up. It's just remembering all of this that we've spoken about. Continue to trust the process, and remember you are worthy of every single result that you gain. And don't ever think otherwise. Sometimes we need to go to belief boot camp with ourselves and keep believing in ourselves, because if you can believe in yourself and you can believe that you can do this and you can do it well and you can do it to the best of your ability, then you will. Have a great rest of your day, evening, morning, whenever it is that you're listening to this podcast. If it has helped you, I would really, really appreciate it if you shared it with someone, or shared it on your story, or sharing this podcast to one person is going to help me, and hopefully the value you've received from this podcast is enough for you to want to help me by sharing this podcast. It is an individually owned podcast. I don't get any money from it. I am literally doing it because I want to serve you. I want to help everyone with their health and fitness goals. I want everyone to realize what we actually need to do in order to lose weight. I want you to stop spending all your money on pills, potions, and powders. I want you to get the best results long term for the rest of your life. So by sharing this podcast, you're helping me help someone else. And if it helped you, then you should be willing to send it to someone to help them as well. All right, I look forward to having you all in the next podcast. And we've got a few guests coming on this season as well. A lot of solo episodes, but that's because I have a lot I want to give to you, as well as a lot I want to talk with other people in the industry and other people that have been on their own journeys in order to help you as well.
Thanks for listening to the Power Podcast. I hope you can take something valuable away to implement in your own life. Be sure to tune in to our next episode soon. And if you need further help, check out ptwithrenee.com. You'll find loads more information on nutrition, fitness, and lifestyle tips. Live your best life, and we'll chat soon.